For 10 years, Marvel has built up the suspense for the greatest villain ever, every movie merely being a teaser for the great Infinity War that would finally pit our favorite and beloved heroes against the Titan Thanos. Who is he? He is a left-wing totalitarian environmentalist and is also one of the best villains ever in the MCU. So why is that? Will fans like it? Will critics appreciate it? And how evil always starts with an idea. In this case, the collective over the individual. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. Alright, so the Avengers Infinity War was directed by the Russo brothers, and the Russo brothers have directed, I believe, all the best Marvel movies so far in the series, including my personal favorite, Captain America the Winter Soldier, which I think is the best film of the entire MCU so far. This movie is going to absolutely destroy the box office, and it's going to have to because it's estimated to be between $300 and $400 million in production. And in this movie, and in the Avengers 4 that's coming out in a few years, it was estimated by the Wall Street Journal to cost $1 billion to Disney. So yeah. The real question is, was the money well spent? Will viewers like it? Well, my viewer review is a 4 out of 5. Now, on the surface, this movie has everything that you want. It's hilarious. There's some great, crazy CGI special effects, action sequences, and big-time stars that you all know and love. But the reason why I can't give it 5 stars is because of the reason I think it's also one of the best movies they have done in a long time. It's complex, it's complicated. A lot of people will tune out because there's so much going on and there's a lot of characters thrown together in this one story. So how do you get a plot with so many characters who don't even see each other the entire movie, and galaxies and planets that never come together? How are you able to have a storyline? They did this by having the main character not be a hero you've seen, but rather a villain you have only heard about. As a critic, I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 5. Again, honestly, this could have been a 5 out of 5 critic film for me because the story is complex and deep, but they had to give a ton of fan service to all these different characters, and I'm sure there was contractual stuff with different actors, so they had to throw a whole lot in this 2.5-hour movie. But what's so impressive about this movie is Thanos and how complex his character actually is, and who was perfectly realized by Josh Brolin, the actor who played him, who was phenomenal in the movie. But the reason he was a great villain wasn't just the performance. He was the perfect villain to pit against all our favorite heroes who have been warring between each other in these civil wars because of different beliefs, ideologies, and priorities, as seen in Captain America's Civil War. For example, Captain America believes everyone should have freedom, everyone should be responsible for themselves, and we should all be able to go in and help people when we need to help people. Tony Stark is at odds because, yes, there are still horrible things that happen because bad people are here, so we need a governing system to control everything to keep everyone safe. That's the Civil War. In the Infinity War, you get to see ideologies realized. You never get to see Tony Stark's, beliefs fully realized, or Captain America's. You get to see an image of what Thanos is. Thanos knows that the universe does not have infinite resources and that overpopulation is going to destroy all life itself, just like it did on his planet. So he's going to remove half of life because this way everyone can restart. There will be no more poor. We're not going to be running out of resources. There'll be enough for everyone and we can all live happy. And because of this idea, this does lead to an act of mercy because everyone now will live a better life. And this is because he can preserve an ecosystem and an environment that can support itself. He is basically just a totalitarian environmentalist. And his dream is to simply wake up knowing that the ecosystem survived. Now, my faith and values is a 4 out of 5. Now, there's a very strong element of fighting for life itself and its values. This is embodied by Thor, who literally loses everything and constantly puts himself in the face of death itself to protect people that he's never going to see. Now, on the surface, this is absolute madness, but not when you put into effect what he believes. Thor is a god, and since the death of his father, he now carries the burden of leading them and serving and protecting the people. He has to kneel to the ideas of the fathers that came before him as an example, and he has something higher than mere fairness like Thanos to fight for. In the Bible, John 14:6 says, Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Also in the Bible, Jesus talks about how the world is suffering. So how do you deal with a world that still has suffering? How do you orient yourself in it? I am the way. I will lead by example. I am the truth. The complexities of this world are structured by me and through me. I am the life. I am purpose and the eternity of heaven, no matter who you are and what card you're dealt. Thanos is the realization of worshiping life itself. He doesn't worship a higher self. He doesn't worship an all-father or listen to an all-father like Thor. Thanos worships and lives to fulfill an idea. Preservation. And an idea does not give choice and it does not give morality to it. It only leads to a conclusion. If you only want to preserve the ecosystem and life itself, then what Thanos believes makes sense. All of his actions are justified. We see this happening right now with this debate of life. What is its value? Those babies, if they're born, they're going to be poor, so it's better off that they're aborted. In this government-run healthcare system, the cost of your life does not outweigh the cost of our resources, so we're going to unplug you. If you truly believe that existence is more important than life, and that suffering should never be a part of life, then the implementation of your ideas will always meet at the same ground that the greatest evil in the universe is also standing on. death, and tyranny, all for the sake of what someone believes is best for the collective. I'm Ben Davies. This is Pure Hollywood. If you haven't done it already, you can now download the Rebel Media app. That way you have access to the entire Rebel lineup and can take it with you wherever you go.